Good morning, YouTube. I'm Grey Tiger, and today, I'm not looking at any faction in particular for Immortal Empires, but instead, as people come in and join the stream, I thought I'd try to answer any questions you might have regarding the different factions. So if there's a certain faction you want to see something about, then we'll load up that faction's campaign and attempt to find the information that you desire. Now, until I get some questions, hopefully get some questions, I'll probably just mess around with one of my existing campaigns. But if you have any questions on any faction, please let me know. I might just put a quick thing in the chat about that. Okay, there we go. Good morning. Hey, how you going, Jay Hunt? Hey, Fernie Recipe. We have our first question. Okay, Fernie, did the lizard men get buffs? Yes, but not as much as I would have liked. The what do you call that? The geomantic web has changed. So let's load up the lizard men. We can have a look at what might be new in that regard. I'll just use Mr. Mazdamundi. So yes, the geomantic web got buffed for the lizard men. It's not a complete overhaul, just some things to make it a bit better. I know that Tehenuan has had his temple pyramid reworked, so we could have a look at that if you so desire. But Mazdamundi should be up and running very soon. It's always this last little bit that takes a while. J Hunt, what do the Wood Elf settlement battles look like? They don't have walls, I assume. No, they don't have walls. I actually played Wood Elves last week. It's kind of like you're in a grove surrounded by forest, and you kind of got rocks that sort of act like buildings to guide you through different parts. I can actually load up that campaign and show that to you if you want. Ilku 2XD, are you happy with the with IE? Do you feel the beta state? Okay, let's think about this in a few ways. Stability-wise, I've only had one crash, so I'd say it's pretty stable, at least on my system. Do I feel like everything is there? Well, one thing that's certainly missing is the beginning, the flybys. They don't do the flyovers talking you through what the campaign is like they did in 2. So I assume that they're working on those and they'll come at a later date. I guess that's not really a big thing. Let's see what else. Of the factions that I have played, I do not feel like any of them have been rushed and are missing anything vital. I think they've done a pretty good job of making sure that every faction has something to play with. Granted, they could all do with extra a lot of them could do with extra mechanics, but that's a different thing entirely. Let's have a look. Geomantic web. Let me have a look at that. I might not be able to look at the actual thingies of it without having a geomantic web building. Okay, this should go up to level 5. Okay. Commandments. Your forces geomantic web commandments. So it's the commandments that are going to give us the idea. And I'm not allowed to look at commandments which I do not own the settlement for. Okay. Is that because I don't have everything else? There must be a way of me seeing the geomantic web without actually having to build the sodding building. Do I have a hang on. I have an Oxyotl campaign I was playing. I might have the geomantic web building there. Let's see. Perhaps I've built it there. I'm pretty sure I did build it in one of my locations. Then came only day called Gibberskin. No fouler thing had ever I witnessed. Have I ever witnessed? Tribe of the Blooded Axe. I have no idea what a Gibberkin is. Kagar of the Tribe of the Blooded Axe. Is that an orc tribe? Though Kagar is not a very orky name. Yep, so how do I feel? I'm happy with Immortal Empires. I was talking to another content creator on Twitch the other day. And I was very disappointed with the initial launch, but so much so that I took a break from the game. I think there was a good period of six or 7 weeks where I didn't play, and created very little content related to it. But now with Immortal Empires, I feel that the game is back on track. I'd say in most regards, it's up to the level that Warhammer 2 was when it ended. Alright, Tehenuin. Sorry, not Tehenuin, this is Oxyotl. Pretty sure I have a outpost with... No, that's not it. Did I lose that? I don't remember losing that. This crater. Oh, I'm building the geomantic web right now. Two turns for it to build. Let's just quickly go through those turns and see what it does. It shouldn't take too long to get through these 2 turns. So jumping back to the Wood Elf settlement battles, you're right, they don't have walls. It's just the forest is an enclosure, and you have clumps of trees or rocks which act as the kind of buildings to guide you around things. Yeah, I don't care about that. Jump through this one too until that geometric wide building is built. We can have a look at its effects. What other buffs did Lizardmen get? I don't know that they really got much apart from that. I think the Lizardmen are still in need of... I'd say the Lizardmen are in need of a rework along the lines of what the Greenskins and the Beastmen received. I think that their mechanics really are non-existent in most places. Yeah, I don't really care about that. They can certainly do with some additions. There we go, okay. So let's have a look. Got this credit, we should now have geometric web, which is... So, okay, I'm not quite sure what it's boosting, to be honest. I'd have to load up 2 alongside it, but my PC is not capable of running Game 2 and Game 3 together. So, what I can do, however, is I can load up a web page and see if we can find something that shows us what the geomatic web settings were. Hammer 2. Geomatic web total war wiki. Hopefully this is game 2. It should be game 2. Okay, so I'm going to have to switch that to another screen so I can see the two at once. Alright, so level 3. Public order. Okay, so public order has changed to control. So the control is the same. You lose the income from buildings. And you lose the growth, unfortunately. Chance of plague spreading is the same. Plague duration is the same. Your success chance is the same. Attrition. Siege holdout turns is gone. Corruption is the same. I'm not seeing any real boost there. I'm just seeing things moved around. I could have sworn that they said that they'd boosted this. Maybe it was at the maximum level it was boosted. What are the alignments on the old one? The alignment of crafting, which I think is the one I've currently got active. So if we look at that, so you could get growth plus 40, income from all buildings plus 16%, diplomatic relations plus 5. So the maximum level previously was growth plus 50, so that's been nerfed. Oh no, sorry, there's growth plus 50, I was on the wrong one. Income from all buildings. So the income from all buildings was previously 10%. At the maximum level, it's now 25%, so that's a nice boost. And the diplomatic relations, previously that was a public order boost, but now this diplomatic relations increased with all lizard men. The alignment of order at the maximum level, I'll just carry about the maximum level. So alignment of order at the maximum level, it used to provide 50% chance of plague spreading reduction. So that's the same. Plague duration is the same. Enemy hero action success chance, 25%, that's the same. Siege holdout turn increase, that's no longer relevant, that's been removed. An army ability, Stellar, Holy Stellar, you used to have 5 uses, and you now have 3 uses. But in addition, you gain plus 5 control. You gain a reduction to attrition by 25% when under siege, and you gain diplomatic relations with lizard men. Alright, if we look at, what's the third one? Alignment of the monuments. Alignment of monuments, I think that's war, it's order, so that's going to be monuments, okay. So at maximum level, you used to get Winds of Magic Power Reserve plus 3. So of course the magic has changed, so now you get chance of Winds of Magic increasing plus 75%. It's hard to say if that's the same or better, considering the magic system was completely reworked. You used to also get research rate plus 5%. So the research rate increase is now doubled to plus 10, which is nice. You also get reduced construction time by -2 on all buildings, which is a nice addition. And you once again get increased diplomatic relations with the lizard men, which they seem to be really leaning into. Then the last one would be the alignment of war, which used to give you leadership plus 10 in the local province. So that's remained the same. Used to give weapon strength plus 15% for all units in the local province. So that's remained the same. Used to reduce recruitment costs by 30% in the local province. I think that's been removed. No, there we go. That's still the same. And it used to give recruit rank plus 5 for all units. And that's been reduced. So you only get recruit rank plus 2 now. However, you also get global recruitment capacity plus 1 faction wide. You also get an additional 10 leadership in the province. And you also get the diplomatic relations with lizardmen. Alright, so that's a summary of the changes in the geomatic web. Hopefully that answers your question. Thanks, looking forward to playing tomorrow. No worries, I hope that you enjoy it when you get your hands on it. Alright, if anybody has any questions about any other race, let's jump out of this guy. Let's exit to the main menu. So if you've got any questions or you just want to see, see anything in particular, campaign, new campaign.
Empire's blessings, yes.
Ooh, let's have a look, race by race. Kalo Heisel, how are you going? Nice to see you. Dark Elves changes, please. Is there any particular Dark Elf you want to see? Do you have a particular lord that you want me to go to, or you don't care? Meeny, money, mo. Malice and the Cold Ones mostly. They said they've been updated. Alright, Mr. Darkblade, let's start your campaign. And I'll see if I can bring up on my other monitor what he used to get for his Cold Ones. Okay. Trying not to hide the chat so I can still see that. It's times like this you need a third monitor. Okay, Total Warhammer 2 Malice Darkblade. Okay. So what bonuses did he give? Does it even tell me what bonuses he gives? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, it doesn't tell me on that article. This is to Cold Ones. Okay, okay, we can continue now. Let's have a look. So Malice is starting in the frozen north of the Chaos Wastes.
I will murder anyone to get what I must.
Okay, now I can't open up Warhammer 2 unfortunately to see exactly what he had, but looking at this article, it looked like he used to have plus 10 charge bonus for Cold Ones and other monstrous units. He used to have an upkeep reduction up to 50% according to this, and I know that Cold Ones used to rampage, which I believe the rampage has been removed from Cold Ones.
Dark Blade!
which is very nice. That was really annoying. So let's have a look at Malice. Have a look at his skills. Okay, so this is Bant Spite, Eternal Hatred, Beast Tamer. So he still has the charge bonus plus 10 for Cold One Knights, Cold One Dread Knights, and Cold One Chariots. He also has that for Harpies. Okay. Kane. Mortificati. Nope. So they don't affect the Cold Ones. The Waking. That does not. It's not. Nothing to do with Cold Ones. There or there. Or there. Cash replenishment rate plus 30 for that Lord. Okay, it's nice. We now have a Vigor loss reduction, minus 50% for Cold One Knights and the Cold One Dread Knights. I believe that's new. What have we got there? That's minus 10% upkeep on the army as a whole, which is nice. That's weapon strength. I think this is just his core abilities. Yep. So let's have a look at which one affects the Cold Ones. It's probably gonna be what? I don't know. Dark Shards, Scourge Runners, Hydras, Cold Ones. Okay. So Night Lord now gives you plus 4 melee attack for Cold One Knights, Dread Knights, and Chariots. Then at level 2 that jumps up to plus 4 melee attack, plus 4 melee defense. And then level 3 plus 6 melee attack, plus 6 melee defense. And then once you've got them to rank 7, it's your Bleak Swords, it's your Dark Old Corsairs. Here we go. So once they're at rank 7 or above, they can gain plus 5 armor, plus 12% weapon strength, plus 12 charge bonus. Now exactly what they gained in the previous game, I can't tell you because this article's not telling me everything. So maybe there'll be some technologies as well. Let's see if his tech tree has changed in regards to Cold Ones. Probably. Let's see. Dread Spears. I'm imagining the Cold Ones are going to be a bit further along. There's Harpies. Who cares about Harpies? Anything particularly cold? That's Dark Shards. Nope. They've got to be in here somewhere. I wish they were a bit earlier in the tree, actually, if they are indeed in the tree. Dread Spears, Shades, Harpies. Okay. Are they all the way at the back? Oh, there we go. So considering that he's got he rides a Cold One and he buffs Cold Ones, I would have expected to see these more accessible rather than locked behind upgrade 3 at 12,500 gold. So you can get additional armor plus 5 for your Cold Ones. It's black. Oh no, hang on. There's something for Cold Ones that you can get weapon strength plus 5 for Cold Ones and melee defense plus 5 for Cold Ones. That's War Hydras. You can get recruit rank plus 2 for Cold One Knights. Although by this point you're probably not caring about recruit rank so much. Alright, so it's got some additions. I think it would have been nice if these were sooner in the tech tree. I suppose, because I believe you've got to unlock 2 and 3 before you're allowed to try and unlock this one. Requires additional technologies. Pressed into servitude, an instrument of war, and consumed by rivalry. Alright, so you need that, and that to be unlocked before you can even attempt to get that. Hopefully that answers the question. Cold One stats any different? Let's have a look. He should have some in his army, shouldn't he? Let's see. So we've got Warhammer 2 Cold Ones. I really wish I had a powerful PC so I could run them both side by side. That would be far simpler than looking for articles and hoping the articles are still in date. Okay, so according to this, they used to have 55 leadership, so their leadership has gone up. This is Cold One Knights, right? Am I looking at the right ones? Oh no, I'm looking at a feral Cold One. That was not what I wanted. I was looking at the wrong race. I need Dark Elf ones, not the Lizard Men. Total Warhammer 2 Dark Elf Cold Ones. Cold One Knights, that's what I want. Okay, yep, that's the one. Okay, so they used to have leadership 75, which is the same. Speed 66. Where's the speed previously? Okay, I'm not being shown the speed in this article. It's kind of useless. I'd like to know how fast they were. Okay, well, they're 66 speed now. They used to have a melee attack of 29 and a melee defense of 28. That's been buffed to 39 melee attack, but something's affecting that. I'm assuming that's going to be coming from Malice. So maybe if we just jump out of here and go to the main menu and look at them without any effects buffing them. Alright, so if we go to battle, skirmish versus AI, and then army setup, and then select race. Okay, so I want Dark Elves, and I wanted to see Cold One Knights. Okay, so without any buffs on, so the melee attack is 29 melee, so that has not changed. Charge bonus is the same. Okay, so it no longer has the rampage, which is good. Weapon damage used to be 12, so the weapon the weapon strength or damage used to be 12. It's now 42, so that's quite a difference. Oh, hang on, that's base weapon damage used to be 12. Let's have a look. What's the base? Base weapon damage is 12. Armor piercing hasn't changed. Bonus versus large is the same. So they don't really seem to have changed at all in their core stats, apart from the fact that Rampage is now gone. I was hoping that they would have got a better buff than that. J Hunt, with Cathay's caravan mechanic, are the trade destinations the same, or are there more now that the map is larger? That's a good question. Let's have a look at Cathay. Campaign, new campaign. Immortal Empires. And let's grab the Iron Dragon. Marek, welcome to the stream. How you going? 1440p or 1080? Am I running in 1440? Yes, I'm running in 1440. My computer protests that I do, but I just like it that way. My computer be damned. Besides which, it's fairly cold where I am, so any heat I can get generated by my PC is welcome. My fingers are freaking freezing. Oh, Cathay, load up, please. Alright, so that's a shame about the cold ones. I was really hoping that they'd get buffed. Because when I remember playing Malice Darkblade campaign in Warhammer 2. Not long after I first started playing the game. And when I saw that he buffed cold ones, I thought, oh yeah, they look like a really cool unit. It's going to be great. He didn't really buff them much at all, so I ended up not using the cold ones. Although to be fair, I also got really annoyed with the campaign because I hated his potion mechanic. Okay, Cathay.
Cathay must never stand still.
That's right, everybody in Cathay must always be moving. Alright, we're going to the Ivory Road. Let's see, what destinations do we have? I cannot zoom out anymore. Okay, so, what do we have here? We have, I cannot tell, the Black Fortress in the Howling Way, so that's Darkland. I think that was there previously. The Black Gulf in the Shallow Seas, so that would be new, because we only, the core map, the, what do they call it, Realms of Chaos map, only got as far as the southern border of the Empire. So we've got a new destination, which is probably what used to be Carrickdom. It's the, I think it's the dwarven outpost on the sea, down by the Border Princes. Okay, anything? Surprisingly, there's nothing in the Southlands. I would have thought that maybe down to Karak Zorn there might have been one. So that's interesting, not to see anything down there. That's probably, yep, Karazak Karak. That's Castle Drakenhof, which was in the core map. So let's see, are these new? Karaburg in Middenland, I believe that's a new one. And what have we got here? Southern Sea of Chaos. Southern Sea of Chaos. Oh, looking at the flag, that's Marienburg. Okay, alright, so was Marienburg on the previous one? I don't think it went as far as Marienburg previously. I know Marienburg was on the map, but I don't think there was a trade caravan there. We can have one up at the Goromandi tribe, so that's new. It's an interesting one to have, trade with them. And then Kislev. So that's Erengrad, I think. Yep, Erengrad. So not many new ones. I'd say maybe 2 or 3. I can understand them not having any over here because it's over a sea. I'm surprised we don't have any in Bretonia. I would have thought that Corone, at least, or maybe Carcassonne would have had one. I'm also surprised that there aren't any down here in the Southlands. I thought maybe we would have seen one down in Araby or down here. It's actually a little bit disappointing, to be honest. Yeah, okay, so those are the new trade routes. At least they don't rampage anymore. Yes, the cold ones. I do like the fact that they don't rampage anymore. Duncan Bogdan Vasil, does Kugath get new building for the DLC units? Let's find out. Let's go visit Kugath. Exit to main menu. That'll just take a moment. Alright, campaign, new campaign.
Sigmar's will.
What? Kugath, Plaguefather. Nurgle. There you are.
Lord.
So many options now. So many lords to play. Okay, alright. Marek, can you show us graphic settings, please? Okay, yeah, I can get to them. J Hunt, there's a couple of new ones that might mean there's new items to collect. Hopefully we get some trading to Ulthuan and, as you say, Bretonia and the Southlands. Yes, I'm kind of surprised that we don't have the trading, at least to the Bretonian capital, to start off with. Who would Cathay want to trade with in the Southlands? I mean, you've got the dwarves at Karak Zorn. It would make sense for them to trade with them if they're trading with Karazak Karak. I doubt... Well, they're trading with Castle Drakenhof, the vampire counts. So by the same logic, surely they would trade with Cetra. I mean, he does not serve, but he does trade. Who else is in the Southlands? We've got Tic-Tac-Toe for the Lizardmen. They might be willing to trade with him. I doubt they'll be trading with the Demons of Chaos that are further down there. Oh, you've got Teclis there down on the coast. So there's a number of other places they could take the trade routes to. And hopefully we'll see them increase. It'd be interesting to hear what their reasoning is for only having those handful at the moment. Unless they think it's too overpowered to have too many options. I'm sure that some modder will find a way to add extra ones in. I can't understand the word you're saying, Kugath. Okay, so we're looking for what for Kugath? New buildings for the new DLC units. Okay, let's... does Kugath have a... Yeah, we do. Okay. Okay, so we've got the building for your plague bearers and exalted plague bearers. That's the same. What have we got in this one? That looks like it's something new. Okay, that's the Forsaken and... Alright, so the Marauders of Nurgle. I don't remember them being there with the Forsaken. I don't remember them being there at all. What have we got here? We've got Chaos Warhounds with Poison have been added there. Spawn of Nurgle and Chaos Warriors. So it doesn't look so much like they've got new buildings. It looks like they've been tacked on other ones. So your basic military... So the Rancid Aloe will give you Marauders at the first 2 levels. Yeah. So you get Marauders of Nurgle with... Your basic Marauders of Nurgle at level 1. Then level 2 you get Great Weapon version. Level 3 you just have your spawns. But then level 4 the Chaos Warriors kick in. And level 5 I'm assuming it's Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons. Okay, so they've been tacked on to existing buildings. Which I guess isn't too surprising. I guess it was the easiest thing to do. Alright, so then with the Demonic Egg Sacs building... where you used to get your Plague Toads, you'll now get your Chaos Warhounds. You'll get your Marauder Horsemen. And I'm assuming your Chaos Knights. No, you get your Chaos Chariots. Okay, so where do you get your Chaos Knights? There we go. So the Chaos Knights is on the Advanced Military and the Living Tree of Decay. So where you used to get your Chaos Furies and Rotflies. So maybe they did it so that you'd have to... Maybe they were finding that people weren't bothering with the Toads very much or the Rotflies very much. So by adding them to these buildings, they're trying to encourage you to build these too. So you got your Chaos Knights here. Chosen there as well. And they don't seem to be on any of the other buildings. So there's 3 buildings that have been changed. Where they've added them. So the Rancid Aloe... the Demonic X-Sax and the Living Tree of Decay. Unless, what's that one? Yeah. So, those 3 have been changed. Right, where were we? Graphic settings. Graphic settings. Let's just close that. Let's go to graphic settings. Okay. So as you can see, I'm not running a very high-end system, so most of my stuff is on medium. So what did you want to see in particular, Marek? Kyle Heisel. The cold ones have also more units per, more models per unit, more HP, so the attack is more by 7. Okay, well that's good to know. J Hunt, Pirates. Are there a pirate? Oh, you want to see the Vampire Coast? Do you want to see Sartosa? Is that what you mean? Landmark. Kinda lazy, lol. I just want to see, thanks. Okay. And there's nothing in particular. So, I found with the Blood Pack, when this was first enabled, it was all the way up 100 for each. And I found that very quickly my entire army was bathed in blood. I'm still trying to find the right level. I think that maybe around 30%. And maybe the blood particle slightly higher, but around 45% might be good. I don't think you can type in there. No, you can't type in there. So I used to, on Warhammer 2, the core blood pack by itself was too much blood, so I used to run the mod that let you lower it. It's nice to see that we don't have to rely on a mod anymore, that the Creative Assembly have added the abilities in there. But yeah, I think that would suit my taste for blood. Landmark. Are you asking, do we have a landmark here? I don't believe so. Or did I miss it? Oh no, we do have a land. That's the port. Okay. Gemstones control. So that's a natural landmark port. Okay, well spotted. Income generated 400. The Sea Dragon's Teeth at the Great Landing. So at the maximum level, it's a nice amount of income. Don't know why you really care about 60 growth at that point. And then you've got the Cultist Enclave, which is nothing new. What's that? That's just the... he can trade. Yes. Yes, he can. I believe that the demons can now trade with one another. And maybe even with the Chaos Warrior factions too. I see in the quick deals, I don't think anybody's gonna... Oh no. No, he cannot trade. That option is removed. So the building has the materials to make you think you can trade, but there's no trade option. Could have sworn I heard one of the other content creators saying that you could trade. Unless they were talking about the new Chaos Warriors. I know you can trade with the new Chaos Warriors, because I did so the other day. But I guess Kugath doesn't like to trade. Don't know why, he's got so much to give. Did I miss anything? Pirates.
Sigma's will.
Sartosa, where are you? Vampire Coast.
All fear.
Sartosa. Okay. Ooh, jeez. Couple of new ones. That might mean they're new. Collect. Empires, then I can't lose it. Okay, cool. So I haven't missed anything so far. Hopefully I've been able to answer your questions. Pirates, let's just quickly have a look at Sartosa. I think that's what was meant by that comment. Oop, continue. So there's the new Sartosa.
They know me in Norska, and they know me in Sartosa. But I want the world to know my name and my deeds.
I'm sure they will at some point. So she's fighting Tilia straight off the bat. What landmarks does she have access to immediately off the bat? So that's just her port. So she has access to the Dragon Tooth Lighthouse. All sea regions are made visible to your faction. Okay. And she has access to the Peg Street Pawn Shop. So she's got lots of tradable goods. And Smithy's Tavern. Income generated 300. Cash replenishment rate plus 5%. It's not bad. Actually quite nice. I wish most most places had that. So I don't think too much has changed for her. This area of the map though has changed a bit. It feels like the Border Princes is larger. This whole Southern Realm section, it feels like it's larger now. Goes longer down. I know that the Clan Angrand have moved. They used to start up here, and now starting down here. Estalia has gotten a new settlement. So you've got the one on the coast here, you've got the one on the coast there, which used to be Estalia, but now there's one here in the mountain area, which I believe is where Morgul the Shadowgave starts off. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Yep. Hang on. Is there anything to change? That's right, I've got that mod on, so I can toggle the fog of war so I can go around the map and you can show you anything. What's the stats different between the different Chaos human units? Okay. Am I able to see them from within the game? Let's go down to what's her face. If I select it, I see. I had it up a moment ago. I think it was under graphical settings. No, I guess I'm gonna have to exit out. Oh no. Maybe it's one of these options. Illustration, ping, menu, advisor, help pages. Yeah, unit and spell browser. That's what I was looking for. Okay, the chaos human units. So let's go to one of the. Where are they? Warriors of Chaos. That's quite the roster they have now. Has been much extended. Between the different human units. Do you mean between the different marks, or just difference between a Marauder, a Chaos Warrior, and a Chaos Champion? So if we look at a Marauder of Khorne, and then compare him to a Marauder of Nurgle, you can see that the Khorne guy has 35 armor, whereas Nurgle has much less. Nurgle has more defense, but is not so much offensive. Sinesh is faster, of course, has more defense, less armor. Tzeentch has less armor, more defense. That's just, what was that? That's a basic Marauder. If you compare him to a basic, is that a two-hander or is it a one-hander? He's an axe infantry. And that's a great weapon. That's the guy we want to compare him to. So the version of Khorne has more armor and less melee defense. Okay. Marks, yeah, like Chosen. Okay, Chosen. Let's see. Got Chaos Warriors Halberd, Forsaken, Chaos Warriors of Slanesh, Chaos Warriors of Khorne. There we go. There's our first Chosen. So that's the basic Chosen, who's unmarked. Armors and shield. That's Chosen with halberds. That's not what I want. So the Chosen of Khorne has additional armor, but loses melee defense. The Chosen of Nurgle loses speed and melee attack, but has 960 extra health and additional melee defense. Don't think Khorne has any extra thing. Sinesh, as you expect, so he's the same as your basic Chosen, except he's got speed on top. And Tzeentch doesn't change. So the only difference between Tzeentch's Chosen and the normal Chosen will be the barrier. That will be the difference there. Let's see, what abilities does he have? He has Resilience and Hide in Forest, and he has Mark of Tzeentch with a barrier, yeah. Khorne had a few extra ones. What's he got? So he'll come with the Mark of Khorne for Frenzy and increased spell resistance. And he also comes with the passive Augment. Oh, that's Frenzy, okay. So those are the differences between your Chosen. What do we got here? That's Chosen with great weapons. I guess it's along the same lines. So basically, Khorne's more aggressive, Nurgle's more defensive, Sinesh is quicker, and Tzeentch has the barrier. That's like the only real change between them. Imagine it's going to be the same for the Knights. There's your basic Chaos Knight. There we go. So that's a basic Chaos Knight. So we want... So he has more armor, less defense. Okay, same trend. Nurgle has more defense, less attack and speed. and more health. Okay. Sinesh only has more speed. I'd like to see Sinesh maybe get extra leadership as well, because just more speed is not really much of a difference. And then Zinch is no different except for the barrier. So those are the changes we see with the Chaos Warriors and the Chaos Chosen. And here is the map in all its glory. So I've turned off the fog of war, so I can see every single army and every single character on the thing. And the map is freaking huge. To get from one side to the other, if you were just walking, I don't know, you're probably looking at 70 to 80, maybe 80 to 100 turns just to walk from one side of the map to the other. It is freaking massive, which is a great thing. So, you know, we could go visit. So here's the tip of Lustria. So Tehenuan starts down here. We have Lord Skroak starting basically in the heart of Lustria. So they're the only two down in this section of Lustria. You've got Oxyodel down just across the water. Let's see, who else lives down this way? Just up here we have Gorok, starting in the heart of Lustria too. Just up to the right, you've then got the Vampire Coast, Luther Harkon. And then we come to the new boys on the block. We come to Bretonia with Alberic de Bordelot. He starts in Burgone. And there's usually an early fight between him and Luthor. How much would you rate IE compared to ME? Okay, I don't. Oh, geez, I don't know. I like the map more. That's a certainty. Maybe it's because there's more to it. One thing that annoyed me about Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires was the fact that they cut off so much of Lustria and the Southlands. I just found that really annoying. So the fact that we've now got the entirety of Lustria and the entirety of the Southlands makes me very happy. So the map is fantastic. I love the map. I would have loved to have seen Nippon, and I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have the ability to traverse excuse me, Ind, Koresh, or the gates of Calith yet. But on the whole, I really like the new map. As for how individual factions are compared to their previous versions, it's a really hard one to say. I've only played a handful of factions. I like Oxyodel's new starting position, so I'll say I like his campaign more. I never really liked him in the north of by Nagaroth. Who else have I played? Alberic's new starting position in Lustria is interesting. I think it's a nice change of pace to have another Bretonian outside of Bretonia. I don't know if personally I would have put Alberic though in Lustria. Who else did I play? Volkmar, starting in Sudenburg, is a good change. We certainly needed some more variety with the Empire. The only other one that I've played it was Azazel and Festus. Sorry, those two I played, but I can't really compare them to the previous game because they're brand new. I just found out something new myself. I did not realize that there were outposts on these islands. I thought these were untraversable. So, cool. Didn't realize I could conquer those. I'll have to do so. Yep. So, only disappointment with the map is that we do not have the ability to traverse these. I mean, even if they were just filled with just random basic factions, I would have been happy with that. And I guess I'm a little disappointed that we don't have Nippon. I guess you can't have everything. unfortunately. So good flying around. Let's see. We got Luther Harkon. We got Bretonians here now. Just above them is Marcus Wolfhard and his starting position, and then just off on the west coast we have Rakath, who starts down in Lustria now, rather than Albion. If we head a little bit further north, that's pretty much everybody that's in the in Lustria. One thing I think that they're missing that they should have added is we need another beastman. We need a beastman down here. Actually, we need another two. We need a beastman here in Lustria, and I think we need a beastman in Cathay. So hopefully we'll get more beastmen soonish. Let's see. The next person we meet is Silostra. Where is Silostra? I've lost track of Silostra. Okay, the next person then is Mazdmundi. Mazdmundi here. Silostra must be a little bit further north. Oh no, Silostra is not on the map. Where the hell is she? How can I not see her? That's not her, is it? No, Monument of the Moon. Oh, there's one of the sea lanes. Ah, well, I don't find Silostra. Who cares about Silostra anyway? In Nagorond. Did she get moved upwards? Ah, there she is. No, that's not her. There she is. Yes. Okay, yeah, I forgot she was moved up there. Alright, so we've got Silostra up there. Okay. Let's see, who else we got? So, Mazdmundi, then we've got Marathi, I think? Is that Marathi? Yep, that's Marathi. We have a... Who's that? Oh, it's just a basic beastman. Lithanar no longer starts here. He's up in his no controversial spot. We got Nehek. Sorry, Katep. We got the sisters. We got Taurox just above them. And then we got the new spot for Mr. Grombrindal, which I haven't played yet. Looking forward to playing that one. Tretch is gone. Tretch has gone to his home at Skaven. Sorry, Crookback Mountain, is it? Is it Crookback? See, I know he's in the Darklands. I think this is him. Yeah, Crookback Mountain. That's where Tretch has ended up. Oh, let's see who else is up here. So we got Grombrindal, the new one of the new Chaos Agents. Valkyria is up here somewhere. I think that's her.
Very well.
There she is. There's Valkyria. And of course we've got a couple of Dark Elves. We've got Malice starting here. We've got oh, where is she? Crone Hellebron. There you go. There's Crone Hellebron. And then we have a Lithanar here. I think that's everybody in Nagaron. And then as we go further north, pretty sure we find Malice Tarkblade, which we've seen previously. Is it the Blood Mountain? Oh, he's somewhere over there. Of course, Albion, you now see Be'lakor. I haven't played Be'lakor. I'm going to have to give him a try. Should be interesting. Basically, his mission is just go and beat the shit out of Luan Leoncoeur. But Luan Leoncoeur isn't going to take it lying down. So Lyonesse starts off in trouble. There's Moussalon. So we should see, I'm thinking the Red Duke will be coming to here very soon. Britannia, I think, is looking particularly nicely in the new map style. Massive Oracles, where you see Grom the Paunch. Still got the Fey Enchantress in Carcassonne. There's Morgur beating up as he always does in Estalia. We've got Ikitclaw still in Skaven Blight. So then we've got Aranessa in Sartosa. A new starting position for the Dwarves. So they've lost Karak Izor. So it's one of the first things they have to claim. You still got Durthu and you still got Orion, both hanging out in the bushes, like the pervs that they are. We still have... That's the wrong guy. What's his name? It's not Helmut Gorst, it's the other one. Heinrich Kilmler, that's right. Heinrich Kilmler is still in the mountains here. What's that mountain range called? The Grey Mountains, that's right. He's in the North Grey Mountains. So we lost Skarsnik, he's no longer here. Which means, of course, that Clan Angrund won't do a beeline for him. We gained... there he is. Scrag is now part of the Borderland... Border Princes, so he's got a nice start in position. Kaio Heizel, the campaign terrain is so damn sexy in Game 3. Yes, I agree. When I first saw the Game 3 map for the Realms of Chaos, I wasn't convinced, but I think the mountain chains look so much better in Warhammer 3. On the Immortal Empires campaign map, especially. I don't know what it is. They feel like they're more solid. They've more verticality to them. Like I remember here, Ekrund used to be quite flat, but not anymore. And in the Empire here, even on the Warhammer 3 Realms of Chaos map, this mountain chain here for the middle mountains was quite flat and low. But I think it looks beautiful now in Immortal Empires, and it's a great place for Festus to start. There he is, Festus the Doctor. He's in the middle of the Empire, and by Christ, do all the Empire factions hate you. I've started playing Festus campaign, and I think by turn 10, I've been at war with 5 Empire factions. Marek, how do you turn off the fog of war? There is a mod that does it on the Warhammer 3 workshop. So the mod, what it does is it adds a button, so you can just simply toggle the fog of war on and off. How the mod actually does it, I don't know. But yeah, it's easy to find. I think just search for toggle fog, and it's quite easy to find. Let's actually have a look. Workshop. Hopefully it's going to load up okay. So maybe if you just search for fog. There we go. So that's it. Toggle fog of war. So you just search for fog, and there you go. It's very handy if you want to look at specific things. How is Britannia holding up? Let's jump in and have a look. So let's just exit out of that and load up a Bretonian Lord. Let's have a look at... I'm trying to think. Without Alberic on the mainland, you really only have 2 legendary lords there now. Luon the Yonker and the Fey Enchantress. I think Luon might struggle a bit because he's got Be'lakor now directly north of him. And without Alberic, Musilon is more likely to expand. I think the Fey Enchantress is in a pretty good spot. I know she's got Grom the Paunch pretty close by. But I think the Fey starts off with some decent stuff. Let's go to their starting armies.
Sigmar's will.
Britannia.
King.
So I really like Britannia. Always have. I think the Chivalry actually got a bit of a rework. I'm not sure what changed, but I heard somebody mentioning it the other day. So Luon Leoncoeur, he starts with his Pegasus Knights, which is nice still. They're handy for him.
I never fail.
Alberic, I feel that his starting army is a bit weak. He's got foot squires and knights of the realm. Really, that's the best thing he has.
You have the favor of the
Faye, she starts off with a blessed field trebuchet, which is fantastic. She's of course got her battle pilgrims, and she has Grail guardians. So you know, starting off with one of the highest tiers of Bretonnian cavalry, and then Repants.
I will never relent.
What does Repants have? I think she's got Knights of the Realm and some questing knights. Oh, and she starts off with the trebuchet as well. So those two are well placed. The ladies are starting off with war machines. I don't know how Leon Kur's campaign plays out now with Be'lakor there. I don't know if he makes a beeline for you or not.
My reputation.
But I do know that Alberic's start in Brion on Lustria is quite good. It's quite easy to take the first. Well, no, it's easy to take the first settlement and then to head northwest and take the second settlement from the Lizardmen. So once you've got those two and the initial one you start with, you've got a nice little province that you can secure. But it's very tempting then to immediately move west to attack Khorne, which might be a bit of a trap. He's easy to take out from the settlement he's in, but he's got two larger armies to the south, or at least he did when I fought him. And the moment that you're engaged with them, Luthen Harkon takes advantage and he attacks you. Can't wait to take the ladies' champion to beat up Be'lakor. Yeah, Leon Kur is going to go north and teach Be'lakor a few lessons, that's for sure. And once he's got his, once I've added his fealty mechanic, is it fealty? Yeah, he'll be able to smite Be'lakor all the more easily. Alrighty. So, anybody interested in, let's see, who else do we have that we haven't maybe covered? Who's starting in a new position?
Ulthuan will be mine.
We've got Lokia Fellheart over in Cathay. Could look at him perhaps. Greenskins. Don't know what Grimgor's starting position is like. Let's have a look at Grimgor. Let's start him. Oh, didn't click for some reason. Connor Thomas. Oh, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thanks for the info, man. Enjoy your night. Okay, I shall certainly enjoy my night. But currently, it's 10:21 a.m. for me. I live on the opposite end of the earth in Tasmania. But thank you. I do appreciate the $2. Very, very kind of you. Let's have a look at... Who did I decide to load up? I've forgotten who it was. Who did I click on? It looks like I clicked on an Empire guy. I don't think I meant to click on the Empire. That looks like one of their loading screens. Oh no, sorry, I clicked on the greenskins. That should be Grimgor. Oh, so that's an orc. Oh, of course it's an orc. It's got an orc symbol on his arm. Orc giant. Connor Thomas. Oh, lol, from Missouri. Farm raised. Well, I'm not originally from Australia. I'm actually from the UK. Came out here... Jesus Christ, how long ago? 30 years ago. So, been out here a long time. Not in Tasmania that long, though. Only been in Tasmania about 8 years. There's those glorious mountain ranges again. So Grimgor starts right in the heart of the mountains. So I haven't seen what his campaign looks like. Let's toggle off the fog of war to see who's around him. So Grimgor, who is your closest enemy? You got... No, that's not anybody of particular interest. Okay, so Grimgor starts near the challenge stone. That's interesting. Kolek, okay. So there you go. You got a battle of two big hitters. You got Grimgor and Kolek within spitting distance of one another. So it's a race to the challenge stone. So otherwise, Grimgor's pretty isolated. There's nobody else there. That's a threat to him. Oh, you got Azag over here, but that's quite a walk for Azag. Start off with, there's nobody north of him really. So Grimgor's got a perfect. You can expand down here into here, at least until the Chaos Dwarves arrive, or you can duke it out with Kolek and have the Northern Chaos Wastes to yourself until you reach Archaon, who's up here. My god, those mountains look fantastic. I think they've much improved the area of Cathay. Cathay is now huge. I don't know if it's larger than the Empire. Let's have a look at the Empire. Okay, so if I put the Empire, line it up to the top of my screen. So the Empire is taking up about maybe a third. A little over a third of the height. If you do the same with Cathay, because Cathay reaches all the way down here, Cathay takes over, it's over half of the height. So Cathay is now massive. I felt that it was underrepresented in the initial Game 3 map, but you can't say that now, because you go all the way down to the Grand Canal entrance. You start down here with, there's the Kai, just wandering a long way away, there's the Grand Canal, so this is where they showed on the flyover, and then you've just got the massive area of Cathay. You've got the nice lush green stuff, then you've got this area that's been taken over by vampires. An interesting thing is some of these vampire factions here have a different DLC number to the Chaos Warriors DLC, so I'm not quite sure if it means anything. You've then got the forests of, what's this called? It's the Forest of the Moon. I was hoping that we would get another Wood Elf Sanctuary or Sacred Grove in the Forests of the Moon. Instead we got one a bit further south, down by the jungles of Qian. So we got a Wood Elf one down there in the jungles of Qian, but I think it's far enough away that they could quite easily fit another Wood Elf Sanctuary in here. I think maybe this would be the perfect spot for it. Because I love my Wood Elves and jumping all around the map. And the more Wood Elf Sanctuaries we have, the better. So if we could get a Wood Elf Sanctuary there, CA, if you ever listen to this, and if we could also get a Wood Elf Sanctuary up at, where is it? There's a Kislevite Forest up here somewhere. In the lore, I don't think it's represented on the map so much, but in the lore there's a forest there. So probably here it should be another one. But anyway, right. So any other questions? I've been going 1 hour. Let's put the Fog of War back on. Jump out to the main menu. Is anybody interested in seeing a little bit of progress on a mod, on my latest mod? Let's exit out of here. I'll just briefly show you that. Library. Okay, so want to go? Nope, that's the wrong button. Just came out of that. I want to go here. And then mod manager. Alright. So this is the Eternal Dynasties pack, which is going to include the Dwarf the dwarf stuff, the Bretonnian stuff, the Skaven stuff, and eventually more that I had in Warhammer 2. Now, starting off with Kislev, and whilst I've done all of the bits and bobs, let me just go to my Discord and go to my Tales of Urson section. So I've got all the different bits and bobs of the UI together, created. Now I have to sew them together through Lua, and I'm using the new XML layout files that Creative Assembly are using, which is proving a bit of a hurdle at the moment, just getting it to do exactly what I want. But eventually it's going to have, maybe not these at launch, because these, as it says, possible expansion would need models to be done. But certainly have the charms, certainly have the bear hunt section at launch. Alright, so we've got the games loading up. Just thinking about loading up, there we go. I want Immortal Empires.
I command here.
And I want Kislev. Where's Kislev? Oh, there they are. Boris Urson.
Boris Urs.
I'll just briefly show what little I've managed to get in the game. I really need to spend some time on this. So basically the concept of this mod would be that you can go on bear hunts. So you choose a lord, there'll be a little there'll be a way to initiate the bear hunt for that lord. And he takes a small portion of your army with him to hunt the bear, and it's just a single bear that you'd fight in combat. So the bear doesn't have an army with him. It would just be the bear. And it's almost there, almost loaded. Okay, cool. Alright. So there's Boris Urson's new location. It's a lovely vacation spot he's got himself. I kind of liked his start in the Realm of Chaos campaign at the north of the Darklands. It'd be interesting to see what it's like here. So you might notice, well, you may not notice, but there's on the toolbar we have there's a new section. So this here, the button and these 4 icons, that's added by myself. So these 4 icons are charms, which you unlock as you gain respect from bear hunts. So the first one reduces the amount of devotion you need to begin a bear hunt. The second one is an army ability, which summons an elemental bear to the battlefield, and that's for Boris Urson. So that army ability is different depending on which Keslevite faction you're playing as. Then Winter's End reduces the number of turns you have to wait between bear hunts. And the final charm is Respect of the Bear, and allows you to tame a defeated bear, where it's added to your regiments of renown pool for later recruitment. So to get that you need 100 respect. Those respect values might change. So then here is the button for initiating the bear hunt. At the moment, this is the screen you'll see. These will be filled with text telling you about the bear hunt, but this is where I've gotten to at the moment. I'm having trouble getting their button to play with my code. It's not showing the button I've told it to. Everything I'm doing to try and get it to do so is failing. because I'm having to mess around with the XML files and I'm not that familiar with them. I wanted to use the XML files because it's the way CA are doing it, but it might be that I have to revert to the old style of just everything being built up in Lua code. I suppose that would be easier to port things that are already existing, but I want to take advantage of the new system if I can. But that's as far as I've gotten in my endeavors, unfortunately. Oh, we also have the bear hunt down here, so that's when you're first selecting. It shows a different screen when there's a bear hunt in progress. But yes, I've made very little progress. My time has been really taken away from the modding. I need to get back into it. I'd like to get something released before the next DLC, which I imagine will be around Christmas time, but I can't really say. Anyway, does anybody have any last things that they want to see? Because I think I might wrap up otherwise. Okay, then I think I shall end this stream. I hope that what information I've shown off was helpful for everybody that had a question. I hope I was able to answer it. And thank you very much for spending your precious time with me this morning. And hopefully everybody really enjoys Immortal Empires when you get your hands on it. I believe it'll be my afternoon. I'm not sure, it might be about 10-12 hours away. I'm not sure exactly how long away, but I hope that everybody enjoys Immortal Empires. I really do. So once again, thank you all for joining me. Special thanks to Connor Thomas for the $2 super chat. It's very, very appreciated. Very, very nice of you. But until my next video, I'm Great Tiger, and have a great evening or have a great day, and catch you later.